Hello, travelers, and welcome back to the next episode of Severance. We've officially gotten halfway through season 2. Season 3, no worries, no need to fear, as I'm sure all of you at home already know. They are currently writing season 3, so I doubt there will be a 3-year a 3-year wait period. Plus, I found out they officially announced it today on the 20th on the social medias and whatnot. Severance is now the most streamed, most popular Apple TV exclusive show ever. I took Apple at their word, and all the posts on the social say new episodes Fridays, every Friday. So I figured, oh yeah, Friday morning. I found out actually, where I am anyway, it comes out at 8 p.m. Central on Thursdays. So Patreon is going to get this a hell of a lot earlier, and I will even be able to get it edited in a quicker fashion for YouTube as well. Before we hop right into Attila, which I assume is like for Attila the Hun, I think. I'm not too sure. It's been requested that I spend a tiny bit more time talking about fan theories. Rickon is understandably making people upsetty spaghetti. I completely understand that. I'm not sure Helena knows what contretemps means. She's playing Drummond, which I thought it was Drummond, but apparently it's Drummond. Like he doesn't know what she did. He does. Contretemps means any embarrassing, inappropriate, or inconvenient mishap out of sync or rhythm with social conventions due to either lack of skill or by accident. I think when I looked it up, I got the Google AI abridged version. The next episode is Attila. I think this is where we see Drummond get violent with Mark S. Milchick played a few tricks.
Tightening the leash, boys.
He knows all he has to do to F things up is to say it out loud. He got both Mark and Natalie. I mean, that's true, yeah. He also unnerved Natalie by just being like, hey, those paintings, how do they make you feel? So the song that the creepy Gonzalez guy was whistling at the start of Trojan's Horse is apparently The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot, a most excellent song depicting and commemorating the very real sinking of a very real ship. The song chronicles the final voyage of the Edmund Fitzgerald as it succumbed to a massive late-season storm and sank in Lake Superior with the loss of all 29 crewmen. An American Great Lakes freighter that sank in Lake Superior during a storm in 1975. The entire crew of 29 all lost with it. She was the largest ship on North America's Great Lakes in '58 and remains the largest to have sunk there. Jesus. I wonder what that will pose. I mean, where they live in you could chalk it up to, like, it seems for the weather and the surroundings could be Michigan-esque. I'd be curious if that's just if that's circumstantial or if there's a reason that the guy, the exports haul delivery boy, I definitely get Mark's frustrations. Now, season 2's not over yet. Keep that in mind. But people are upset that the show seems to be glossing over the fact that for all intents and purposes, Mark S., our boy, was essentially sexually assaulted. And I think we're going to obviously address that further, and once they have those conversations and such, and probably, if anything, you can chalk it up to Helena Egan living out her fantasies by being a not great person, just to put it lightly and mildly. So I feel like we're going to address it more in the show, and even if not, I feel like the implications about what happened are, I don't know, would you say they're severe enough? I mean, I get the fact that what happened is, like, not good. And of course I laugh, but I laugh at everything. I have to make a joke out of it or it will destroy me. You wonder if Helena manipulated Mark on purpose. In the episode, sure, Mark is suspicious and it's still Helena, not Helly, but surely he's also feeling massively betrayed. And I do speak on that in the episode as well. I understand where he's coming from, but I still think that proper communication is required. Yeah, I think it's odd the show hasn't touched on it being assault yet. From some Reddit posts and stuff, it looks like Helena might possibly rebel as her innie. I mean, yeah, potentially, maybe. I'll reserve my judgments for how the story and the heinous acts that have been carried out in this season, I'll reserve my judgment until the season ends, basically. Innie Mark now is acting exactly like Outie Mark was in season 1 by avoiding to deal with his feelings at all costs. Someone else even said, true, I almost thought it was Outie Mark in the elevator with Milchick. Mark's facial expression to learning he had sex with an Egan was more, wait, I did what? Than anything else. Oh, wait. Oh, but I'm reading between the lines in that comment, the reintegration part. Now that he's been reintegrated, yeah, the personalities between Innie and Outie Mark, yeah, they're kind of like, all the more reason why he might be having more of a spine these days. Can we acknowledge that the first thing Irving asked was, "What's for dinner?" And in this episode, we finally found out it's going to be ham and expensive wine. A lot of people are skeptical over the upcoming Bert and Irving, and it flows so well. The Bert and Irving and Fields dinner. I get it. I'm now convinced that Miss Huang is just a normal child from a Lumen cult. The way she's upset about not being able to play her theremin to an audience, even an audience she doesn't even see as people, is definitely something a child would get upset about. People even saying, like, can we all take a moment to recognize that Milchick is literally like feuding with an actual child? When Milchick declared, "Because I'm not Harmony Cabell," it revealed his true nature. Unlike Cabell and Lumen, who treated the innies like slaves, Milchick showed genuine care for them by instituting kindness reforms. He strived to be a better manager because he recognized they're also people. I think he's playing up the part now because he got in trouble with, Mr. Drummond at work and all that. So he's got to be, aggressive and angry. But I think that I wouldn't be surprised if we got a Milchick character arc. Maybe you missed all the torture he inflicted that literally led to someone to attempt suicide. Yeah. Constantly lies to the innies, doesn't view them as anything other than runs on his ladder to climb up in the company. Yeah. I mean, again, it's... See, somebody else said, nah, he's good, he's just doing his job. Exactly. It's like, you can make an argument either way. Like, he's doing what he has to do in the company. Yeah, he doesn't want to be a monster. He's a reluctant tyrant in a way. I feel like I need to rewatch Bert's retirement video now, knowing he didn't retire but was fired. Or he's lying like a rug to Irving. Mark is like an anti-chosen one. Ragabi sought out Petey and possibly Irving and Carol D, but didn't approach Dylan and Mark for the same mission. Mark only chanced upon the mission by having Petey's phone. Ragabi was like, well, I guess I can work with this incurious, stubborn alcoholic since the guy I wanted is dead. Tallest waterfall on the planet? Nope. Copious amounts of luxury meats? I didn't even know it was, but baloney apparently. Elongated cruise voyage? Nope. Vispian always has some well put comments and such. One thing to consider with any Mark is he pretty much understands that he can never truly trust if Helly is Helly or Helena. Every time they come to the floor, no, anytime during the day, they can switch at any point. Everything he told Helena about looking for Gemma, their plans and mission, is all known and lost. If it can happen to Helena, it could happen to anyone else, especially since he doesn't even know who Dylan is on the outside. Plus, add on the sexual assault / or potentially having your existence ripped away like Irv, Mark has reached rock bottom and reluctantly been beaten down to accept his position. Yeah, again, frustrating, but I completely understand. Plus the processing, as stated last episode, this is essentially their adolescence. I don't think I would have processed what happened to any Mark much better during those formative years of my life. No, again, it's understandable what he's going through. All of us with the not being in any adolescent shoes, the gift of life experience, we're all like,
but shouldn't you be doing this?
I can hear Gemma saying your Audi's going to evolve at the very end. I mean, possibly. Your Audi once captured a butterfly. Oh, that's true. That's true. Good Lord, Bert is either a secret Lumen agent or he's inviting Irving to be him and Fields' third. Possibly. So let's get down to business. We have Attila, former king of the Huns, but Attila in general, yeah, just known as the Hun. My assumption is the frame of reference is Attila the Hun, but who knows? As always, thank you guys and gals so much for watching. Thank you for your support, your love, etc., etc. If you want early access to these episodes, these reaction videos, and you want full, uncut, uncensored, with full HD video accompaniment, so it's like we're watching the show together, patreon.com/MovieMan101. I post as soon as I record these episodes, I edit a raw video for you, so you get to see me and all my, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I upload it as fast as Patreon can process, 1080p plus or whatever, and then I start editing to get it onto YouTube in the following days. Of course, you watching it on YouTube is more than enough. I always appreciate it. If you don't mind, I guess saying it kind of helps to prompt the algorithm, but liking the video, just a quick little boop to like it, helps. It's instrumental in the channel getting further caught up in people's feeds and whatnot. Liking it, commenting, interacting, keep on throwing your theories in there, the jokes, the memes, let's keep talking. If you disagree with me, by all means, go in there and be like, hey, Professor Dum Dum, you big, stinky, mean, poo-poo doo-doo head, you fucking idiot, how could you have missed this obvious? Like, whatever it is, please. Everybody's being very skeptical of Bert's intentions now. I think they're pure. I think it's fine. I think it's genuine curiosity. We'll see. The last note I will make is I brought it up briefly in the last episode, and that was the discussion about all the theories that are flying around, everybody left and right. I am going to try my best going forward. I will take everybody's theories and opinions into account. I'm really trying to I still want to make sure that what you're watching and what I'm experiencing is unique to myself, like my own experience. So going forward, I will take everybody's opinions into account, but I'm going to still, if I have an idea or an opinion, I mean, if somebody points something out and I'm like, oh, you're right about that, then yeah, cool. Yeah, it's like the whole Helena Egan revelation. We can get into that all day, but I'm going to try not to get too caught up in the, for lack of a better term, the forest of theories here, this deluge coming at me. Today we have Topo Chico with a twist of lime, a little late evening, just a little something that's not just alcohol. And then obviously we have a map to the exports hallway now. How could I forget to mention that? Due to Irving Hayden there, we have sexual content. Oh boy. Dylan has a map to the exports hall, which he might just keep to himself, given that he doesn't trust Helly, I don't think, as much. And then Mark is kind of just, no point but to work.
There was this gray hall.
Oh, he's shooken up.
But then everything was like so white.
That's the severed floor.
We're making progress.
Rattling off a bunch of facts.
Oh.
What are they doing to her?
That would be so rough. Because you can imagine the woman that Mark knew, fell in love with, and lost was probably somebody. That one photo, showed her, a beaming smile. Imagine your lover, significant other, or wife, and just this fun, alive, jubilant person. And then they die, and then you finally see them for the first time, and they're cold and corporate and robotic and monotone. I'd be crushed too. I'd be terrified. I'm like, yeah, what are they doing to her?
She didn't even recognize me.
The Gemma you know is still in there.
There's still the clone theory. I'm hopeful that a show like this, I mean, you can end a season, you can end an episode, and you can end a season on a negative cliffhanger, an Empire Strikes Back, if you will, where it's like the end of season 1. They only got 43 minutes. Bert failed. Helly ultimately ended up failing, basically, and Mark kind of succeeded. He got a little bit of info out there, but I mean, it was kind of a big cliffhanger, kind of a little bit of an upper but also downer ending. A lot of these episodes are, with all the implications, but a show like this, I feel we have to have maybe not a sunshine and rainbows ending, but at the very least, I truly believe that we'll, for the emotional core of this show, our team's got to pull through in some degree or another. I desperately want Mark to be reunited with Gemma, but I have a feeling that we might actually get that. There's got to be a win somewhere in here, right? But I could be wrong. This could be a horror story. This could be a Greek. Oh, stage of
that is.
Stages of grief.
What do you mean?
This could be a tragedy.
Stages. You think about all the things you do, all the ways you change to get that person back. You drink less, you listen more.
It's normal.
Yeah. But for me, it might actually happen.
Maybe. He's right, though.
It's a sketch of a black hallway with a black elevator that only goes down.
I went through the same thing. I have talked about it before on the show. My channel. Losing my best friend who I started this channel with. That was probably the hardest hit that I took. And yeah, part of the process of what I went through in kind of like the worst of my depressive years is that it's almost like you figure out a way to blame yourself, and it's not healthy and it's not true. It's like what happened was not my fault. But I spent many years wondering what I could have done differently to have changed that outcome. It was an accident what happened, unfortunately, but if I had, communicated more with him, if I had, been there more, if I had taken different choices and all these little differences and all that, could I have been there more for him or prevented it? And at the end of the day, what happened. We were all living our lives. It wasn't my fault. But yeah, I can 100% agree with that. Is that's one of the stages you go through, is the mind, through love and affection, but also guilt and intense emotion, you figure out a way to blame yourself, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Please don't if you do for a situation like that. Even if it's survivor's guilt, man. Even if you got into a car accident and somebody you cared about died, but you didn't, then you're going to be wondering, why wasn't it me? Why wasn't it me? Shit happens. As Jason Parkin would put it, we are carrying a flickering candle through life, and the slightest mistake, a gust of wind, a careless microsecond, any of these things can snuff it out. And you just can't live in fear about that. But that's just the nature of life. It's just this is loss. I'm waxing philosophical now. Please forgive me. Oh, he is sharing it with them. Okay,
So
word.
there's a floor beneath us.
What is it with these? We're doing this again. You guys pointed out in the bathroom. The reflections, again. We had the reflection in episode 5 when Helly came in and was talking to Mark. And now again we have the reflection with their actual like, little kitchenette break room mirror in here. Interesting.
On the back.
Well, let's see it.
I left it there behind the poster.
Why
safe-
didn't you just take it?
For safekeeping.
Okay, I don't want to get in trouble right now.
So he wants to see his Audi's wife
Okay.
and
well,
family
I saw
more.
the hall pass, so I can go to the break room now, and then we can start after lunch.
Maybe.
Maybe. Did everyone sever their balls in the elevator this morning?
Starving.
Whoa. Oh boy, what office? Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm waiting for, boys. It's all in reintegration. It's all melding, blending. Oh, I love this. Yo, what?
Mark.
Oh, I love this so
Okay.
much. It's affecting timelines. So that's a couple things to talk about. So people have pointed out the fact that the very first episode of this season, no, of the series, Mark goes into work and his watch says, what, 5? And then he leaves on the same day, but it says 6. Little hints like that here and there. Another one being yesterday, the timeline between when Milchick hosts the funeral with them all downstairs, but also when the performance review is happening, it literally can't be on the same day given the length and duration of the performance review, even if the funeral was short and the outfit changes and all that. So people online are talking about how it's very likely this show, it's being told to us or shown to us out of chronological order, which opens up a whole other can of worms. Another small note that is a theory that I'm thinking it could be possible is that what if people have been talking about the whole pregnancy theory, which is that the idea was to further the Egan line, was to set up a situation or have it so that Helena Egan would get impregnated by Mark so that the next Egan could be born. And it's terrible and it's criminal and it's disgusting, but people are speculating that's why it could be. Not to mention at the end of the credits, there's Mark's in his bed and there's the little baby Egan crawling at his feet and everybody's like, ah. Miss Huang, come to play more of the theremin, I presume.
Sir?
You're fired.
Have a seat.
It's time for your performance review. I found your theremin performance to be out of
I
key.
had my performance review yesterday.
Poor taste. Oh,
How did it go?
I think you know. Let's be frank. But I'm Huang.
Many valid concerns were raised, which I look forward to addressing.
But
I'm glad for you.
now he might go Cabell mode because Cabell, dude, she threw mugs at employees. She would berate and yell at people. If Milchick is being told, hey, be more aggressive, tighten the leash, you need to inhabit that position, then he might chew her the hell out right now. Oh, see, changing demeanor over the shoulder.
I feel I should remind you, you cannot graduate from this fellowship until I have deemed you wintertide material.
Wintertide?
This will mean using your time well, focusing on your own duties, and eradicating from your essence childish folly.
All the big words. Using all the big words right at
I
her.
understand, sir.
I shall be busy for the rest of the day.
Bro said eradicate from your essence that of the childish folly. Dude, roasting her.
I trust you can steward the floor in my stead.
Of course.
Good. You may sit at your regular desk.
Nice.
Thank you, Mr. Milchick.
That's called retaliation. I learned about that in my line of work. Dude, I can't help but, I don't want to say root, but, man, what a character. Did what his boss told him to do. So to his, at least partially, right? So now to, Mark and the crew, at least to Mark, he's like, okay, no more big words. I heard you
her outside of the orc bow. What's up with that, bro?
And with her, she's like, he uses too many big words. He's like, let me remind you, you need my permission to succeed in this company and graduate. So, and then hits her with every single $5 fancy word. We cool? By the way, check those paper clips again. They're all going to be reversed going forward. I'm here for it. Dude.
He threatened you.
As I was leaving in the elevator.
They're trying to intimidate us, divide us.
And also...
It's so that we won't work together.
Reflections
Because they know what will
again.
happen if we do.
Kind
I'm
of.
gonna go
It's
get
minor,
them
but
out.
we shared vessels.
we shared vessels. He's gonna tell her. Good. This is good.
Had sex.
Okay.
Okay.
You and...
Yes. Yes.
Like in a wellness session?
Us.
At the retreat.
Now, I'm very curious to see how she's going to react to this. Helly is a firecracker, but she's also smart and she's empathetic.
Helly was never cruel.
She wanted him to tell him what happened, and now he's going to confess to her. So what I think is the appropriate response is to say, oh, that's crazy. And then, you know, in her head be like, oh, I get why you felt so weird and hesitant about saying this. And I'm sure now you must feel a certain way about this. So hopefully she doesn't fly off the handlebars. I think we're going to have an adult conversation about it. So that's what I'm hoping for.
In your tent.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
I mean, obviously, you know, I thought it was you. Because, you know, I'd been having those feelings since, like, before the OTC. And so when she, you know, I had no idea, okay?
But of course, she's still going to feel a
I'm
certain way
sorry,
about
Helly.
it.
She tricked me. I mean, I wanted to, but she tricked both of us.
Which is accurate.
It's probably another tactic. Something to drive a wedge between us. Like,
Helly.
I want to go for a walk.
Okay, you know what? You know what? That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Respectable. I respect that. She didn't blow up at him, but that's a lot to be dumped on her right now. She needs to process that. Her body was used in a way that she did not authorize and give consent to, quite obviously. So even though the feelings were there, even though he operated under the what he assumed was her, like she understands that, but this makes complete sense. That's a lot to be dropped on you, and I mean it's like fine. It's basically being told, hey, while you were unconscious, this happened. Like,
Helly, I'm sorry. I thought it was you.
But it wasn't me.
right?
I'm just gonna go walk around.
But at least the truth is out there. Look, I don't know if you guys play Telltale games, but my philosophy with any of those games, decision-based making ones, is that even if it hurts, even if it kills you, you tell the truth. You don't let anybody have any cards to hold against you. Oh my god. We're back to season 1 now. We're back to the hopeless, abused, used Helena. I'm sorry, Helly. Oh my god. I was trying to give her a formal moniker. It's terrible to get hit with. The paper clips. Reverse. So many emotions right now. Mark seeing the shell of his wife. Helly getting that bomb dropped on her. Please. Toe-to-toe with this child. Or is he doing them the front? Or is he doing
First
them
date.
properly?
Yes. Scuba.
Thai food.
Oh, he's
Nice.
getting in with her
Though
now.
you did take scuba lessons last year.
Yeah? Which
Dylan's
sea?
It was in a pool.
oh,
Cool.
scuba lessons.
So you've had a lot of phases.
Her hair's down,
Scuba diving.
or was it down before?
Woodworking.
Looks different. Looks
Wow,
done
so
up.
my howdy's really diverse.
Garage beer making.
Garage beer. Yeah, of course he would.
Maybe I'm
IPA.
trying to find something I excel in.
I sometimes wonder if you're just not happy.
Oh,
Sure, it's not that.
oh.
Because, like, you know, I mean, here, with you, I'm super happy. I
Oh,
just, like, want to hear about all my offspring and stare at
offspring.
your face.
We entwined vessels. Something tells me, okay, this is a reach, but hear me out. We haven't seen a whole lot of Audi Dylan, but all we know about him so far is what his wife has said. Well, I mean, he said, oh, I'm kind of a fuck up, aren't I? But the way that she more delicately put it is that he can't seem to find what he's good at. And literally, when he's not at work, he's like the stay-at-home dad while she goes out and works, but he's just kind of like, oh, she's like, don't forget this, this, that, and he's like,
Oh yeah, honey, I got it. Don't worry. It's all good.
something tells me that maybe the spark isn't there as much anymore. Again, I'm massive reach based on maybe literally one scene of interaction and the fact that on the phone, how curt he was when he called, when she called.
Read the room. I would have picked up the phone if it was good news.
Oh, I'm sorry. You'll get the next one.
Stop being nice. I'll be home soon.
Okay, bye, hon.
I'm sure they're still in love, of course, but it seems like there's a strain. It's a full family trying to take care of each other. So I could see how there's the obvious appeal for Dylan, which is that, oh, I get to meet somebody that I'm already married to and I have kids with. I have a family out there. I get to vicariously experience those journeys and that story and that life through these sessions and talking to her. And in a way, she gets to meet the man she fell in love with, or maybe like someone who doesn't already know about what struggles they could already be going through. This innocent, almost like virgin-esque version of her husband that has nothing but for her and love and admiration, is excited about the kids and the little things he's done in life. So that could be the allure for her as well, which is that, okay, this is the man that I married, but this version of him is just so loving and so open and willing to listen and all this type of stuff.
I like this.
Explains why she did her hair for
I wish
this.
we could really be together.
I mean, we are,
Technically.
aren't we?
Sounds of the seaside, by the way. I hear the gulls and the wind
You
rustling.
are,
More blues.
but I'm not.
Sad. It's unfortunate, man. Brought into existence just
Is it
to...
okay if we try the hug again? I kind of like the hugging.
Oh, how about a kiss? And I feel for Dylan. I really do. The ultimate perk here. No, they're gonna smooch. Maybe. Oh. Connection. Again, we're talking about this. The same thing. Oh, no. Oh, boy. It's the same thing we talked about in my theory video that I did for this, which I'm trying to address things one at a time. There's always with this show, there's a lot happening. Conversation of nature versus nurture, innie versus outie, the monkey and the dolls that with the cloth or the wire, and the studies on nature versus nurture. Lumen's still experimenting. They're trying to find that right combination to get a productive worker, but also still make sure the innie is functioning properly on an emotional level, but more with the nurture side as opposed to the natural nature of it all. Helly. The framing of these shots, though, the fact they have it set up down the hallway, she's down it in the corner, feeling so small and having to cope with what she's learned about her situation, like what's happened to her, and the framing of that shot for her just to be kind of just small and off to the side. And I love direction with intent. As I've pointed out in the show, and as some of you have pointed out in the different scenes in the show, there is plethora of intent with direction and cinematography in this show. It's beautiful. It's art. And I love this shit. Oh, integration. Oh boy. As his face revolves, the great revolving, theory confirmed. Kiss, 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 kiss. Miss Swan's just like, no touching. Helena. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to call her by a full regal name out of respect, and I'm disrespecting her in the process.
Oh, hey, I was coming to find you.
Same.
Look, I am so sorry. I can't even imagine what it must be like.
You thought it was me,
100%.
which means you wanted to.
Yes.
With me.
Yes.
Yeah.
What sucks is that she got to have that and I didn't.
Oh.
That she used me to track my friends. Used my body to get close to you. That she dresses me in the morning like I'm a baby. That
I told you we'd address it. I told you the show would address it.
she controls me and this company and all of us. It's disgusting.
Yeah. So what are we gonna do about it?
Hey, do you want me to, like, describe what happened? Like, I feel like you have every right.
No, I don't want her
Yeah.
memory.
No. I want my memory.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and make a memory.
I want my own.
She gonna reclaim her trauma right now?
Would you like that?
Yeah, I'd like that.
God, Brit this season, that look in her eye. Oh, let's find a room, shall we? I see a smile there. I would hope this is the right call. I'm not sure how to feel yet. I like how we're addressing this and that they're having that conversation. I'm glad. I'm glad they didn't drag out the tension too long.
Attend.
Oh my god. See, this is how it should be. The first time should be fun and awkward, and like a couple of kids sneaking away from work. Conflicted emotions, any Audi, Gemma, Helly situation, but will they actually go through with it, though? I was. Still am.
You do. It's okay.
Okay.
She's giving consent now. She does want this. He, of course, wants it because he did it. Wanted it. Yeah, see? Fun and awkward. And now they get to genuinely... Oh. Adolescence, right? Couple of kiddos. This feels better. Even with the color palette being used here, instead of the fiery, the reds, the oranges, what first was the warmth of the tent, but instead is the heat of passion and kind of desire, and the red of danger and evil. And now instead it's these lighter hues. It's these we're back to blues, but also like whites, grays, with the truth under their belt, better circumstances. I do fear it's a bit of a trauma response. Like, I had quite a tumultuous, volatile relationship with somebody for, I've kind of briefly discussed it, but over the course of many years, because of a partner she had that was physically and emotionally abusive towards her, as a kind of that, I'm not the best qualified to speak on it, but as a trauma response of sorts, she kind of gravitates towards stressful, chaotic situations. She's kind of an agent of it now, is what she's become. I don't think she wants to be, but it's kind of, she just kind of seeks it out, or somehow always manages to find it. I guess you could call it reclaiming trauma sometimes, you know, if like you get dominant in there or something, but it's also like repeating your trauma, because then what you might like or enjoy in a relationship or in the bedroom or be used to or expect is what you've already suffered through. So it's a trauma response. So I can only hope this is being that she's making this decision because she truly would like to and wants to reclaim her trauma, and not as a response saying, oh, well, this happened, so I should. I'm going to choose to believe that there's more genuine emotion here and that we're doing this for the right reasons. So the cameras aren't picking this up. I mean, they're under a desk, but surely the cameras saw them slink off. It's okay. We had our hall pass.
Multipass.
Nobody in the office. Milchick's going to be pissed. Dude, Cold Harbor file sticking at 86%. Nobody's in the office. No work's being done. Drummond's gonna be upsetty spaghetti. He's using every paperclip in the jar. Is he putting them on the right way? Oh. Yo, you good, buddy? Oh, it's getting in his head. Like, there's the emotional baseline of you being critiqued not only as in your the way you work, but as a person, but also as we discussed with the Egan blackface paintings and all that. I mean, yeah, there's also, I mean, there's kind of a twinge. The vibe I got from the meeting as well was there's also a bit of racial tension in there, which is like you're using too many fancy words. Stick to the vocabulary that you should be, and it's like that's.
You must eradicate from your essence childish folly.
Keep using that vocabulary.
You must eradicate from yourself childish folly.
But he's talking to himself now. Again, reflections. Did the motif of reflections that have started cropping up in this season, I gotta go back. Has it been happening more than I'm realizing?
You must abandon childish things. You must grow up.
Oh.
You must grow up. Grow up. Grow up. Grow up. Grow. 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 Grow.
Abandon childish things, grow up. I feel bad for him.
Was it different with me?
Oh, you fox, you.
Oh no, you're bleeding.
Oh, you are.
Oh no. This isn't good. It's left.
Humidity on the severed floor is maintained at a consistent 45%. It must be something else. Did you punch him?
I mean, not today.
What were you doing when the nosebleed occurred?
We were refining something.
Do you have a deviated septum?
Is she picking at her nails?
Any other symptoms?
Nurse Huang.
Any auras or hallucinations?
Nope.
No.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
What if I started having a nosebleed?
Where are you?
Uh-oh.
Milchick.
Oh no.
What?
See, this is what's so intriguing about the reintegration process for me. So clearly in the future, he's going to go through a session. So it's so weird because from the Audi's perspective, he's reliving memories. But then from the Innie's perspective, are they just reliving each other's memories if it's all blending together? Like, that's got to be what it is, right? There's no, like, two places in the same time. It seems like it in the show. But again, we've already discussed that we're, like the chronologies are getting really weird right now. So I guess, yeah, it's just weird. Like, how you're just teleporting between... There's no elevator ride so much as it is just, like, booping around between memories.
I was just...
Mark?
Were you just at Lumen?
What time is it?
Are you at Lumen or in your basement with me?
I don't know.
Do you remember a hallway? A black hallway?
I remember...
No, Ragabi seems stressed.
I remember a desk. I remember...
That was another crossover memory. A recent one, that's good.
Is it, though?
You feel gaps in time until it all comes back together.
Well,
Great.
when the fuck is that gonna happen?
Meanwhile, his body suffers. There's the chip.
You need to enhance, speed up the process.
Safe?
Yeah, it's safe.
There's a slight chance of hemorrhage.
What are you... Damn right I'm skeptical of Ragabi. And people that aren't already. Dude, this is... I've had practice. Blow it out your ass, you've had practice. What are you talking about? We need to speed up the like, already he's coughing, he's bleeding. She's just this is for her. He's another guinea pig, like trying with the illusion of helping him to do this whole thing, but she's just trying to get better at reintegration, and he's another run in that ladder. Now, luckily, unlike Petey, hopefully he's not gonna like, because I think around this time Petey probably, you know, vamoosed the caboose, so to speak, because he had got this far in the symptoms list. The memory bleed over we saw when he was in the bathroom and in the shower, the bleeding of the nose and all that. So Mark has now reached the threshold that Petey was at. Maybe if we can continue treatment, it'll be okay. But the fact that her answer is, oh, if we speed this up, will it be safe?
Well, there's a slight risk of hemorrhage.
Ridiculous.
Okay, so me bleeding to death.
Yeah, crazy.
We'll float the chip itself.
Float the chip?
Through the hole in your head.
Jesus Christ.
That you've already got.
You know what? Get the off me. I am not doing this.
We're close.
Okay? Get it off.
This is... I'm telling you, this got to be the same exact thing that happened to Petey, is that she kept on pushing the line, and maybe she's right. Maybe it's like that is the way to do it. The way that she's literally breaking this down in his presence is like, perhaps if we do this, we might do that. Well, maybe if we did it this way. It's like, what are you talking about maybe? What do you mean, what if we did this? I know it's all experimental, but there's no, we're winning it right now. We're winning the process.
That's also from reintegration.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go eat.
Jesus Christ. Ragabi, you gotta have better bedside manner. Oh, Din Din. Hello, Bert. What's for dinner? Expensive wine. Better peel off that price tag, huh? Oh, as he combs his mustache, just like he did on the inside. He parked across the street from the house. Weird move, but okay.
Who the hell are you?
Got him.
It's a joke.
Oh my god.
Come on in.
Dude, what if... No, I don't think they're the same person. I was gonna say, what if Fields is the same guy who was whistling the Fitzgerald theme in the hallway?
I hope you like a cumin glaze.
He's not yet. He's not here
yes,
yet.
Of course.
We haven't seen him yet.
No, I do.
Attila?
Yes, Attila.
You just ask about the glaze.
I did.
Well, don't. I've already put it on.
I was going to say, we also have
Attila
corn.
Glaze?
Yes. We could feed him a pile of loose corn.
Oh, I know that actor. Not by name, but I've seen him before.
What your innie ever saw in this Philistine.
Philistine.
Beyond me.
Fields, I presume.
They've had the conversation then.
Irving.
Philistine, for those that don't know, is a... Now, I'm paraphrasing here. Hopefully it's not another animal husbandry mishap, but I'm going to say it's a hater of the arts or one who does not appreciate the arts, who lack cultural values. Close.
Welcome back to our home.
Doesn't this actor normally play villains, though? Like, the memory I have of him in whatever I saw him in was not of a pleasant variety. He was like an evil guy.
Yes, I'm sorry about the last time. I'm sure that felt quite invasive.
Nonsense. What's mine's yours. And you've brought wine.
Yo! Thruple? I'm not Thruple? What's mine is yours? Mi casa es su casa.
Mi casa es su casa. Bet come cheveux. Let the party begin!
Irving,
mon
no
cher,
one's ever
mon
thrown
cher.
blood on you on your way into work.
No.
It wasn't blood, it was paint.
Meant to evoke blood.
What you said.
The whole mine people are off the deep end is my point.
Nice place,
How
though.
did you come to be at the company?
Well, as a matter of fact, I was guided to Lumen's store by Jesus.
Oh. Jesus Christ?
That's the one.
No, the gardener. Like, what do you...
You should just leave it at that. Wonder what the hell you meant.
No, we'd been attending the Lutheran church for some years.
Well, here we go.
I'd been what you might call a scoundrel in my younger days.
So...
To put it mildly.
I see.
So one Sunday at
Repentance.
breakfast, Fields asked me point blank, do I think I'm going to heaven?
Yes, one asks at breakfast.
Oh, of course, yes.
I pretend to think about it, but I know the answer is no.
To which I replied, what am I supposed to do up there for eternity all by myself?
It so happens the sermon that day is about severance, which was still very new at the time.
Yeah.
And the pastor says...
As if he'd been listening to our conversation. He said, the church's stance is that innies are complete individuals with souls that can be judged separately from their outie.
So an innie can go to heaven.
Mostly Artie Burns.
We're not zealots, I swear. We figured that if it were true, it may be a way for part of Bert to...
A loophole, if you will. That reminds me of, I forget who it was. I got this, like, crash course history lesson on this one guy. He waited until he was on death's door, and then he was baptized right before he died. He found the cheat code because they say, like, I forget what religious sect specifically it is, but they say once you're baptized, if you then commit sin, you're going to hell. So he lived his whole life unbaptized, then got baptized before death, and he's like, all right, I've been cleansed. I'm good to go. Interesting. So in this world, Lutheran church perspective anyway, they view the innies as a separate entity altogether, a separate person with their own soul. And I mean, that's also partially true because in a way they it's separate but whole, two sides of the same coin. But because Christian belief system, according to Bert, he's lived a very heretical, a sinful life. So by joining the company Lumen, then at least a part of his soul can go to heaven. They're bought in. They're religious. The motivation makes sense. I can't wait for more religious commentary, personally.
Wow. He's looking for the exit.
No, just,
I would be. Yeah.
So the hope was for Bert's innie to go to heaven.
Yes.
What are your views on homosexuality?
With me.
Well, there you go. You ever getting these knowing looks? I see. Well, we have the motivation then, if they're to be believed. Seems pretty genuine if you ask me. Made me uncomfortable, but only because religion, you know, of the organized variety, religious people can sometimes make me feel as such, but that's my own personal biases. Well, cool. Dinner went well. We met Field, met his husband, had a conversation. Oh, Drummond. Bro's got that belly, though. Oh, of course he has a key. The implications. That's Irving's apartment, right? God, oh my God, you guys might be right, dude. The dinner was a distraction. Something, oh my God, this is bad. They invite him over to dinner. They're watching him, trying to say how much he knows. They invite him over to dinner to get him out of the house, so Drummond can go waddling on over with his massive dude. The fact that he has a massive ring of keys tells me they have a key for every Severed employee, like 100%.
Reg,
do his due diligence.
Those salesmen are just dying to hit their numbers and get cars off the lot. They'll basically be giving me money.
I can't read that award.
Fine, just test drive only. I won't commit to anything.
New car. Can we afford it?
No.
Daddy.
You didn't tell me how to go. You went back to Lumen, right?
They canceled it. I didn't see him. You. Happy plate. Happy plate. Happy plate. Go play with your sister.
And lies. Happy plate. That's cute. Gretchen lied to her husband about Dylan. Maybe she's like, I want any Dylan now.
They didn't say.
Oh, what did that say?
You.
Employee of the month?
Too busy.
I thought it said employee of the month. Oh, Chinese. Here we go. Well, we saw this, like, he walks away. He's hungry. He walks away from somebody in the restaurant here. And it's either Ragabi or Helena, if I recall. Oh. Watching him from afar. New page, boys and girls. Does he remember, though? Is this coincidence, or is this... Do we know each other?
Scout. Thought that was you. I'm
Oh.
Helena Egan. I work at Lumen.
Yeah, no, I know who you are.
I introduced her. Oh, you do? How?
Well, it's nice to officially meet you.
Oh, so she's like she's a known quantity. Well, of course she is. She's a damn Egan.
You had enough to eat?
That says a lot. That look, again, that look, these subtleties.
Possibly.
Hope they're feeding you at work. May I? I've heard nothing but good things about your work, by the way.
I'm pregnant.
Thank you. I've heard nothing at all about my work, so...
Severance humor. So clever.
So easy.
Interesting.
Look, I'm sorry for the systemic error from the other night.
Systemic error.
Systemic error.
The overtime thing.
Yes, the OTC. It never should have happened. And it never will again. We take pride as a company to be better than that. And
Lord, there's
Nice
something.
to hear. Thanks.
There's something more sinister here.
So you know all about it then?
yes, I know all about it. I'm like the head of the company, Mark.
I'm like the head of the company.
I'm the eldest boy!
Dumb, sorry.
Yeah, you should be sorry.
Really?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
You're
Oh.
clearly not dumb.
No,
She's not trying to flirt, is she?
Invented a revolutionary medical procedure.
Hey, now that was not me. That was my father.
Uh-huh.
I guess she
You
is
should
like
meet
the-
him sometime.
Your father?
Sure, why not?
Well, the way they phrased it, like the way that Milchick phrased it in the elevator was like in line to become the leader apparent, basically. She says, I'm basically the leader of the company, but her father isn't Jamie? Isn't he still like the head honcho? Like he's technically the current incumbent Egan that's approaching his twilight years in the Great Revolving, and she's going to be next in line. But I guess that means that she is technically like the face of it, the young, fresh.
You want to take me home to Dad already?
Leads the charge.
Yeah, I think it's finally time.
Okay. Sure, let's do it.
You'd be the first.
So, no pressure.
Yeah, none whatsoever.
She's flirting. Don't like this.
But seriously, I'd love to hear about your experiences sometime.
Of course.
Yeah.
She's asking him out.
About Severance?
I meant the overtime. I meant the other night. I mean, I can't imagine how confusing that must have been. Traumatic, even. And I know you've already been through so much with losing your wife and all.
What's your What's your angle? That faux sympathetic
Gemma.
look. He called her Emma.
Gemma.
She called her Emma. Damn, got the name wrong.
Right?
That's right.
She was so young.
Is she just trying to prompt an emotional response? I don't like this. What's your angle?
Are you all right?
I'm fine. It's about finished here.
My wild theory crafting brain says if there's any, like, I think on a basic thing, she's just trying to keep tabs on him and get some information, right, and try to see what she can dig out of the Audi. Because as far as she's aware, there's no reason any of the Egans would suspect that he's going through reintegration. They know Petey did, and that it succeeded, but they don't know where Ragabi is still. So unless they do, and this is just one big experiment, everybody's a guinea pig constantly. But my other crackpot tinfoil hat theory would be they had their night in the tent, and if she's, you know, she's joking and flirting about meeting my father and, you know, meeting up again in the future. If she's trying to establish some type of relationship, and then that way if there's a pregnancy, it seems more natural. I don't know. That's a twisted tinfoil hat lawn con theory, but
Well, it was nice to meet you, Helena.
You too, Mark.
dude, what's up? That look. What?
What is it?
Nothing.
This feels familiar.
This feels familiar.
Good night.
Deja vu. Ooh, oh, reverse dolly pull. Nice. No, there was something there. He felt a deja vu hardcore. Oh, there's her car, of course. Pulls away, she's right there. He's spooked. For one reason or another, he's spooked. What happened under your finger there, buddy? What happened to your thumb? I love, like, you see the frolic tattoo, you know. Dude, he broke into... Oh, no. No bueno. No bueno. Drummond, you're too good at your job. Severed employee, Magnolia Lane, lives near Lumen, age 31, Amy Baker, Kansas, Becca, Rachel, Trisha, Andrew. Severed employee list. Did the settlement lead to severance? Fractured hand, stop sign placement. Michelle, Stephen, Eliza, Carol. Looking for names that I recognize. Debbie, something excuse me? Duplicates removed? What the fuck? What? Something for duplicates removed. What? Did the other page have a header? No. No. You hush. There's no way. Oh my god. We're in for some revelations. Dude, the fact that I paused on that and the one line I can read there says duplicates removed. I can't read the rest of that, but the implications are literally like potentially theory confirming and earth shattering. Oh, they have it cut in a way where you can't quite see it though. I'm staring as intently as he is. Dylan G? Dylan George. Oh my god, Dylan George. We have a full name now. Kenneth Gersten, Ryan Ginter, Nick Gonzalez, William Gonzalez, Bert Goodman. We already knew that though, right? Dylan George or Dylan Griffin? Two possible names. Oh my god, am I running through this pen? This pen's out of ink?
Emergency pen, activate.
Dylan Griffin, age 58. He doesn't look 58. I think it's Dylan George then. But what does that mean? Are you kidding me? Are you shitting on my dick right now? Duplicates removed? Bert and Dylan. Do they already have duplicates? You hush. That's insane.
We used to call each other Hun. Then about 10 years ago, that became Attila.
Because...
Oh. It's a
history?
nickname.
Yeah. He knows.
So it's not the glaze. I can go back in my notes. He knows history. I'm scared right now. I'm legit scared for Irving right now. I'm scared for this whole situation. Drummond's there digging up dirt. He knows too much. Dude, we're queuing up for something right now. I don't like this.
10 years ago, it was 20.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes, because I
Yes.
remember we're having drinks with your Lumon partner.
20 years ago?
The first severed office opened 12 years ago. Yes, it did. Maybe that's enough of that.
Excuse me? Yo, excuse me? Are we getting some drunken lore right now? How long have they been with the... Oh, I don't like this. They're in too deep. I don't like his face right there. Good wine, I hope. The tension mounts.
Do you think you two ever made love at work?
Fields, Jesus.
Can we not just be pragmatic adults about this?
Good point.
There is a non-zero chance that the two of you had unprotected sex. And so I felt the right to ask.
Are you done?
We can get
Seeing our guest.
We can get a test
Sounds like
done.
I'm mad, but I'm not. Cards on the table. I've been talking to Pastor Gale about this. I believe that Innies deserve to experience love.
Is he about to make? I was about to say what I think he's about to say. You two should go in the other room or something.
And I hope it was beautiful.
Oh, I see. Fields believes they made love.
Sorry for being a dick. Let's do it.
Oh, and a little ice cream. What flavor you got there, Gabi? Dude, if we're gonna cut back to that exact office moment in Lumen, like they swap back to that memory, that'd be pretty cool. Because I'm sure whatever happened down there raised some. Maybe that's why Helena was investigating, raised some red flags. Is that it going in his skull? You're gonna put fluid in his skull hole to float the chip to the surface? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Oh my god, amateur brain surgery right now. Okay. Oh look, the same tools you might see in the exports hall. Oh dude, with the eyeball. This is Dead Space 2. Get out of town. Don't like this. Her eye, she's like, here goes. Oh, just like in the... Dude, literally just like in the opening trailer when he's peering into the head and like the hands come in the eye and the hand. Yeah. Are we going to extract the chip? It's like Operation. Don't touch the edges. Ooh, boy. Just fish that little sucker out of there. To not mentally be overcome with fear and panic. You have to, the amount of disassociation this would require. And it's open. You gotta like close the flaps. You're gonna rip up his damn brain tissue. Oh, the subtle sound design. Jeez. Oh, they're linked. Within cells interlinked, within cells interlinked.
What's it like to hold the hand of someone you love? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
You didn't remove the chip, but you floated it? Dude, if anybody takes a look at him at Lumen, they're gonna suspect.
How long will it take?
It'll be fast.
Fast? How fast?
Oh, here we go. Dude, upload complete. Andy over here.
I'm nervous. Yes.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's reliving this now. Oh, dude. Don't let your mind shatter.
What the f***?
Don't move like that.
Uh-oh.
You have to keep your head still.
Yeah.
Ignore it.
Who could it be at this hour? Is it Devin?
My car's in the driveway. She knows I'm here.
No.
Oh my god. He's about to pass out. Dude, be careful. Dude just had brain surgery.
Yeah.
I don't... This is too much. I'm so anxious. This is...
Dude, I left you like 5 messages. Are you better?
No, well, I'm still sick.
Well, you can't not pick up when we're doing corporate espionage. I was thinking.
Yeah,
he's gonna start flying around.
I'm already trying something else.
Okay, what are you trying?
Oh boy.
Don't worry about it.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm
Dude.
doing it myself.
Bro looks rough. Sweaty, sunken
Why are you
eyes.
trying to cut me out of this?
Uh-oh. Here we go, here we go. Oh, I love this stuff so much, though.
Really not, Devin.
You literally are.
Okay, fine, I am, but I didn't ask for your help.
You, officially.
And what is that smell?
What smell?
That's not good. He's losing motor function.
Oh my god.
You catch him. Whoop, too late. Damn, that's great. And his eyes are open.
Don't touch him! Who the f are you? Mark?
That's the hemorrhaging, right? Or he's...
It's okay, but...
It's a damn horror movie. We're at that point of
Thank you
Petey.
for the spare ham.
Asked Petey,
His feels-
spare ham?
He's fine. He'll be embarrassed tomorrow. He gets fuzzy. Like saying I worked at Lumen 20 years ago, which is, of course, before Severance even existed.
Of course.
Why'd you bring it up? No, Bert, you're drawing more attention to it by bringing it up like that. He's like, said this thing, which obviously couldn't possibly be true. I'm just saying, but I wanted to make sure you knew. He said this thing that was kind of weird, but I just want to make sure you're not thinking about it too hard, you know. Not that I'm talking about it again.
This was fun. Yeah, so we should do it again sometime.
Oh, sure. Why not?
You mean Fields or you me?
Oh, what? Yeah, no, I meant with Fields.
What about just you and me? Oh,
Yeah.
Bert?
But, you know, it's either way.
Good.
What is the... Not sure I like that. Bro, I can't get a read on Audi Bert. That look in his eye. This all seemed way too coordinated. That look. No, see? I don't like that. I don't like that. Mark gets amateur brain surgery and is just out on the ground having a seizure. He lost motor function. He's frothing at the mouth. Eyes are open. Sweating like a dog. Sweating like a dog? They don't have sweat glands. Oh, the little...
Exploring the Irving and Bert relationship on the outside is, for me, one of the most interesting things about the season. So, Bert and Irving and Fields, Bert's husband, have a dinner together. And
what was that on the
Irving and
wall?
Bert who are-
What the f is that painting? What, Mr. Clean with the clown face on? What is that?
Unspoken tension.
I think it's such a funny and awkward and ultimately like really heartbreaking moment because you love Bert and Irving, but my hope is that by the end of that, you love Fields too. It's just one of those complex contradictions where you're sort of simultaneously rooting
charming
for
enough.
one couple and also another, because at the end of the day, you're basically talking about two different characters who both deserve love.
Funny thing about acting, you show up and they say, this is your spouse for the past 35 years. And sometimes you get a chance to talk about whatever you need to. But in this case with Fields, I met him in the makeup trailer. You know, hello, this is your husband.
This is like the 6th time I've worked with Chris, and, you know, it's special. We just have a really good chemistry, and it's like playing with a special jazz player. You never know what you're going to get.
I've known John a long time, and I think that the fun that we have together, on stage and off, it counts a lot.
One of the big questions we talked about on the show is what transcends the severance barrier, and I think that's something we try to leave sort of ambiguous, but it's always a question. It's such a strange and complex dynamic between Mark and Helly. They really do both feel violated by what happened. They were both used and lied to, but rather than obsess over what her Audi's done, Helly chooses to take her own ownership over it.
Britt Lauer just played this
Reclaimed
beautiful
her
scene
trauma.
where she takes us through this emotional journey of thinking it all through. It's almost the emancipation of Helly against Helena, that she's not only fighting for Mark, but she is almost fighting more for herself, that she wants to have her own experience.
Helly is very awake. She doesn't hesitate. I like her a lot.
Hopefully an Emmy nod in the future.
It is complicated, but Mark ultimately doesn't care and just wants Helly to be in his life. You know, that's the whole reason for staying down there is her.
Adam just adds so much humanity to both of his characters, and it's been cool to see his characters go on parallel journeys towards figuring out who they are and what they're all about.
Yeah, for real.
Mark is getting kind of sicker and sicker, and it's feeling more and more like this is not the best course of action.
It's just
that he's
like
taking.
Petey.
And we see him back away from it, but then what ultimately propels him forward is the strange visit from Helena. We wonder why she's there approaching Mark, and Mark certainly wonders because
I have my
for
theories,
all he knows,
my
this means that Lumen
suspicions.
is onto him, and that's what actually compels him to speed up the process and take it to the next level, which turns out to be very dangerous.
Indeed.
He really might be risking his life in order to gain this information.
Boy, oh boy, that so much happened. This might be my longest Severance video to date. I think I've been going for almost a full, just shy of 2 hours. I'm sure I can. I'm Patreon. It'll be long. I'm sure YouTube. I'll edit it down. But Irv met Fields officially. I don't dislike him. I think he's another charming fella. A little bit of wine in him. He's emotional about it. He wasn't even like angry or begrudging. He's like, it's a beautiful thing. He's just at a crossroads emotionally. He's a little bit, you can tell he's broken up about it. Bert, guided to Lumen by Christ. Sermon on Severance inspired them. The church's view, at least from a Lutheran perspective, is innies are complete. Souls judged separately. Now, I'm curious. I don't know if it's either a coincidence or it's unfortunate timing. If they have eyes on the city, then that could be a legitimate dinner, and perhaps Bert is struggling with these feelings as much as his husband is. Or if we're doing like tinfoil hat theory and we're doing worst case glass half empty situation with Fields dropping the bit about 20 years at Lumen, even though the severed floor has only been existing officially for 12. If they're in deeper with Lumen, then perhaps, yeah, this dinner was orchestrated, and it was in order to get Irving out of his house long enough and guaranteed amount of time for Drummond to break and enter and to find out how much Irving knew. What's also worrisome, though, so I didn't even write this down, but the crucial thing is on the sheets that Drummond was looking through, they purposefully didn't show the first bit of it, but it said duplicates removed. Duplicates of what? It could be something as simple as, paperwork or names or something, but the fact that we've already been talking in theory crafting and tinfoil hatting about body swapping and about the idea of plugging in consciousness to other human beings, and now there's documentation that Irving found, or at least has on file, a list of employees that and the top of that list says duplicates removed, lends credence to that theory of the whole duplicates theory. Oh my God. That episode was chock full of everything. I gave my thoughts on the matter. I have my tinfoil hat theories. I have what I think is going on. Of course, we still have plenty of questions, but there's a lot of moving pieces, and I got to admire the writers for as many plates as they're currently spinning, and as many facets of the show that are revolving and rotating. The mystery, the what does this mean? What could that mean? There's so much up in the air, but it's all being handled. Everything is with purpose, with direction. It's being handled delicately. It's being done in a very well-executed way. So I'm along for the ride still. Again, as always, thank you guys and gals so much for the love and support. One last thing I wanted to say. Somebody said there's a theory out there. It was something about what if in the Cold War went a different direction, and with the Soviets and a victory, and that's why, although we're in the future, it's an alternate timeline. It explains why there's this kind of Wolfenstein-esque science fiction advancements, but there's still archaic technology, that type of deal. So that's also a potential theory in this dystopian other world and universe. If you want to watch this full thing, uncut, uncensored, with HD video accompaniment and early access, either now or going forward, like I said, patreon.com/MovieMan101. All my uncut, uncensored reaction videos, everything I've ever done on there for movies and for TV is all over there right now, with more to come, of course, in the future, based on what tier you're subscribed to. You being here on YouTube is more than enough. I can't express my gratitude enough. I appreciate the conversations, the support, watching the channel,
Smash that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, like the video, comment below, all that stuff, guys. Come on, chat.
I don't know. I'm going loopy right now. I've been recording for almost 2 hours. I've been yapping my damn head off. So have a good day. Have a good night. We'll see you next week for the next episode of Severance. And goodbye, travelers.
Let's do it! Yes! Do it, Seth!
Do you have a flashlight?